Hey, Paul. Where are the elite teams? I saw one elite team this weekend. That's Bama. Where are the others? Georgia's defense looks fantastic. It's phenomenal, but where's the offense? That worries me. The thing about Georgia that I've worried about the last few years is where's the complete Georgia team? Where are the complete performances week to week? And I know Clemson's defense is stellar. I was there in person. I saw it. But it just didn't seem like anything got going offensively for Georgia, even when they drove down near the red zone there in the second half. So I just wonder, outside of Bama and Ohio State and Georgia as maybe like playoff teams right now, where are the others? Where are the other contenders? I'm just not seeing it right now after only 1 week. We'll figure that out maybe, I guess, in the next few weeks. But I was kind of disappointed we didn't see, like, some teams absolutely just separate themselves.
No, we didn't. And what we did see was a lot of just clunkers across the board. I saw some of your stats that you put out to your Twitter followers earlier, especially among the Alliance. Between the ACC and the Pac-12, I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah, you're exactly right. The alliance of the ACC, the Big Ten, and the Pac-12, they went 11-11 against FBS non-conference opponents. The SEC won 11-1. They won just as many games from one conference and needed 10 less games to do so. So it's kind of incredible. And the ACC just absolutely dragged everybody down there. I couldn't believe that they went 0 for 4. Against Power 5 opponents in the ACC this past week. And then you look at the Pac-12, goodness gracious, a couple of losses in the FCS, all happening in the state of Washington, including a top 25 team in the Washington Huskies, losing to Montana, and Washington joining rare company there, being one of only 6 nationally ranked teams in college football history to lose to an FCS team. And they did so maybe in the most disturbing way possible. And not being able to score. I was kind of shocked by some of those results, especially in the Pac-12 and ACC this week.
Brandon, I know there isn't a simple way to explain a Vanderbilt loss, or maybe even far worse, a Washington loss, or some of these other ones. But how does this happen? I mean, there's no reason to think that some of these schools should even be on the same football field, is there?
No, and listen, that's what freaks me out a little bit when I see this coach speak, especially from Jimmy Lake out in Washington, saying that the loss didn't shock him, is what he said. It's like, what? He's like, no, they're a good team. Like, come on now, they're not a great FCS team, and even so, you're a top 25 program. You should not be losing to a Montana. And I know Washington was out there without their 3 top receivers, but they had other scholarship guys that would be absolute breakout stars for a team like Montana. And then as for Vanderbilt, oh, man, what was really bad about that loss? I mean, the loss is bad enough, but East Tennessee dominated them in the trenches and then dominated them just as a whole. But what I saw in the trenches really freaks me out. And, I was asked earlier, which do I have more confidence in? Alabama going 12-0 or Vanderbilt going 0-12? And right now, I would say, despite me seeing, what we saw from Alabama being so almost invincible against Miami, I have more confidence that Vanderbilt's going to go 0 for than I do Alabama going undefeated.
And I know it's become almost cliche, Brandon, to talk about Vanderbilt, but just as you pull the camera back, when a team is that bad and really has become irrelevant after 1 week of the college football season, how does that trickle down on the rest of the SEC, because you still have 8 conference games remaining?
Yeah, I know. I don't think, as far as a whole, the image of the SEC, that doesn't affect the SEC. But the Vanderbilt, it makes me wonder, like, down the long road when it comes to recruiting and everything, because they really started getting things kind of revved back up with recruiting there under Clark Lee, and they've got a great recruiting staff there. But at some point, players will start just looking at the results. And if they end up going over, which I don't see how they –
Hey, hold on. They do have UConn on the schedule.
Oh, whoa. Hey. Maybe I have to revert back there. I don't think they go over. UConn's the worst team in the FBS. But we'll see. I have no confidence that they're going to be able to kind of get this going. And I mean, listen, you play a quarterback at East Tennessee who only completes 13 passes for 135 yards, but yet you allow 2 big explosive plays, and you just get dominated in the trenches, and you lose the way you did in a blowout, 23-3 at home. Oh man, what actually gives us a lot of confidence that they even beat UConn?
Yeah, and if you're a television programmer, not that I know any of them, you have these 8. You have 11 more games that will find their way on television, especially the 8 conference games, and it is a bad situation. Let me move on to maybe even a more dire situation, or it could be one. And it's hard to believe I'm even bringing this up to you. We're one season removed from a national title, but what do you make out of Ed O's situation in Baton Rouge?
Oh my gosh. Listen, I'm not surprised they lost. UCLA is really good. That was a coin flip game for me going in. But the way they lost, the defense just getting out hustled, getting out muscled in the trenches, players missing tackles and the effort kind of lacking. There's something going on there, maybe underneath the skin, so to speak, that we're not all seeing that's kind of scary and leads me to believe that we're not going to see an LSU team rebound this year. They've got all the talent in the world. Listen, that's a team this year that should win 9 or 10 games. But the way they lost that UCLA game, not that they lost it, but the way they lost it, doesn't give you a lot of confidence that they're going to be able to contend even with an A&M or an Ole Miss going forward. And it shouldn't be that way at LSU. It just shouldn't.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.